Car prices have officially broken the system. A vehicle that should cost $35,000 is now selling for over $50,000. And buyers, they're walking away. Right now, across America, thousands of brand new cars are just sitting and not selling, not moving, just piling up on dealer lots. And the reason isn't what you think. It's not just high prices. It's not just interest rates. It's something much worse. Because a specific group of vehicles has completely lost buyer trust. Today, we're breaking down 9 models nobody wants right now, using real market data, real inventory numbers, and what buyers are actually doing. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly which cars are being avoided and why some of them might surprise you. 9. Mazda CX-90. This one is a shock, because Mazda usually doesn't get this wrong. On paper, the CX-90 is exactly what buyers want. A 3-row SUV with premium design, strong driving dynamics, and a modern hybrid powertrain. It should have been a home run, but something went very wrong. Since launch, the CX-90 has been hit with a wave of issues. Driver assistance glitches, steering problems, suspension complaints, transmission faults, even electrical failures. And when problems start showing up across multiple systems, that's not a small issue anymore. That's a pattern. Consumer Reports gave it a predicted reliability score of just 22 out of 100. For context, the Toyota Grand Highlander sits at 73. That's not even close. And the market is reacting fast. Right now, the CX-90 is sitting at over 240 days of supply, with more than 18,000 units just sitting on dealer lots. That's a massive number. Buyers aren't taking the risk, because when a brand known for reliability starts slipping, people notice, and they walk away. 8. Ford Mustang Mach-E. This is what happens when the math suddenly stops working. For a while, the Mach-E made sense. A sporty electric crossover with the Mustang name, and a $7,500 federal tax credit bringing the real price down. That incentive was doing a lot of heavy lifting. Then it disappeared. And overnight, the Mach-E became thousands of dollars more expensive, without getting any better. At the same time, Ford quietly removed features for 2026, while keeping the average price around $47,000. So now buyers are looking at it and asking a simple question: why this? When a Tesla Model Y exists, and that's where everything starts to fall apart. Sales dropped sharply, interest cooled off, and inventory started piling up. Right now, the Mach-E is sitting at around 350 days of supply, with over 10,000 units just sitting on dealer lots. That's nearly a full year of inventory. The Mustang name might get attention, but without the tax credit, it's not closing deals anymore. 7. Dodge Charger. This isn't just a slow seller. This is an identity crisis. For decades, the Charger meant one thing: a loud, aggressive V8 muscle car. That sound, that feeling, that raw character. And then Dodge changed everything. For 2026, the V8 is gone, replaced by a turbocharged inline 6. And even more controversial, an all-electric Charger Daytona. On paper, it's faster, more modern, more efficient. But the core buyer doesn't care about that, because for muscle car fans, this was never about efficiency. It was about emotion. And right now, that emotion is gone. Enthusiast forums are filled with backlash. Buyers are comparing it to EV sedans and walking away. And the numbers reflect it. The Charger is sitting at over 450 days of supply, with thousands of units just sitting unsold. That's more than a year of inventory. Even heavy discounts aren't fixing it, because when a car loses its identity, it doesn't matter how fast it is, people stop wanting it. 6. Jeep Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. This is what happens when a brand overestimates its position. Jeep tried to move up market, way up. We're talking $80,000, even $85,000 average prices, putting these SUVs directly against the Cadillac Escalade and Lincoln Navigator. But that's serious territory. But the execution doesn't match the ambition. Owners are reporting build quality issues, electronics acting up, suspension complaints, and long service wait times. On a vehicle costing this much, that's unacceptable. And then comes the real problem: depreciation. These SUVs are losing massive value in just a few years. High-end buyers don't take that risk. They want reliability, stability, brand confidence. And right now, Jeep isn't delivering that at this price point. The market reaction is brutal. Hundreds of days of supply, thousands of units just sitting on dealer lots, and dealers forced to offer heavy discounts just to move them. Because at $80,000 plus, this isn't just a purchase, it's a gamble. And most buyers are choosing not to take it. Audi Q5. This used to be an easy choice. For years, the Q5 sat right in the sweet spot. Premium badge, comfortable ride, solid all-around package. But that position is slipping fast because the competition didn't stand still. The redesigned BMW X3 feels sharper. The Mercedes GLC feels more modern. And suddenly, the Q5 is starting to feel dated. The interior no longer stands out. The driving experience isn't leading the segment anymore. And there's a bigger problem growing in the background: perception. More and more buyers are starting to see recent Audis as premium-priced Volkswagens rather than true luxury vehicles. That's a dangerous shift. Because in the luxury segment, perception is everything. And the numbers are backing it up. The Q5 is sitting at over 360 days of supply, with thousands of units just sitting on dealer lots. Dealers are cutting prices, but even discounts aren't fixing the core issue, because when a luxury car stops feeling special, people stop paying luxury money for it. Ford F-150 Lightning. This was supposed to change everything. America's best-selling truck, going fully electric. On paper, it sounded perfect. Instant torque, lower running costs, new tech. But in the real world, the math isn't working. Because truck buyers don't just commute. They tow, they haul, they travel long distances, and that's where the Lightning runs into a wall. Tow a heavy trailer and range can drop by more than 50%. Now, add rural areas with limited charging infrastructure, and suddenly, this isn't convenient anymore. It's a problem. Then there's the price. At around $65,000 to $70,000, you're paying tens of thousands more than a gas or hybrid F-150. And the fuel savings? They don't make up that gap, not even close. So buyers are doing what they always do. They're choosing what works. And right now, for most truck owners, that's not electric. The result? Hundreds of days of supply, thousands of units just sitting on dealer lots. Because this isn't just about going electric, it's about whether it actually fits the job. And for a lot of buyers, the answer is no. 3. GMC Sierra EV. This is what happens when the price gets ahead of the product. When the Sierra EV first launched, the early adopters showed up. The Denali Edition won nearly $100,000, sold to buyers chasing the latest tech. But that wave didn't last. Because once you move past early adopters, you need real value. And that's where the problems start. Even the lower trims are still sitting around $60,000 to $80,000. That's serious money. And at this price point, expectations are sky high. But owners are reporting issues: warped body panels, steering noises, infotainment glitches that don't go away, even after updates. For a truck costing this much, that's a red flag. Then add the bigger problem: no more federal tax credit. So now you're asking buyers to pay near $80,000 plus for an electric truck with quality concerns. That's a very hard sell. And the market is responding. Hundreds of days of supply, thousands of units just sitting on dealer lots, because at $100,000, this isn't just expensive, it has to be perfect. And right now, it isn't. 2. Mazda MX-5 Miata. This one hits a very specific group of buyers because the Miata isn't just a car, it's an icon. For decades, it stood for something simple, lightweight, fun, and most importantly, affordable. That was the whole appeal. But in 2026, that formula is starting to break. For the first time, the base Miata crosses $30,000, and higher trims are pushing into the $40,000 range. And that's where the problem begins. because the driving experience hasn't changed enough to justify that jump. It's still the same lightweight, fun roadster people love. But now, it's priced like something more serious. So buyers are asking a different question. Why pay new car money when you can get a clean, used Miata for half the price and have almost the same experience? That's a tough argument to win. And even though the Miata has one of the most loyal fan bases in the car world, loyalty has limits. The data shows it. Hundreds of days of supply, thousands of units just sitting on dealer lots. Because this isn't about the car getting worse. It's about it losing what made it special. And for enthusiasts, that's a deal breaker. 1. Volkswagen ID.4. This is the worst one on the list, by a massive margin. Right now, the ID.4 is sitting at over 500 days of supply. Think about that. If Volkswagen stopped building them today, dealers would still be trying to sell this car well into next year. So what went wrong? Two things hit at the same time, and it collapsed demand. First, the federal EV tax credit disappeared. That instantly pushed the real price up by thousands of dollars. And second, the reliability issues were already there. Owners reporting cars shutting down despite showing charge, infotainment systems failing early, and once that reputation starts spreading, it's very hard to recover. Then Volkswagen made it worse. They removed the lower price trims, pushing the entry point closer to $45,000 plus. Now it's competing directly with the Tesla Model Y and the Hyundai Ioniq 5. And in that fight, it's losing badly. The average price is still high, the trust isn't there, and the alternatives are stronger. So the cars just sit hundreds of days, thousands of units, no urgency, no demand. Because this isn't just a slow seller. This is what happens when pricing, product, and perception all break at the same time, ending. And that's the reality of today's car market. Prices are up, trust is down. And some vehicles are simply being left behind. The numbers don't lie. Buyers are paying attention. They're doing the math. And they're walking away from the cars that don't make sense anymore. So before you make your next purchase, make sure you know which side of that equation you're on. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button. It helps more than you think. And if you want real data, real insights, and no nonsense car analysis, make sure to subscribe to Bidding for Autos. We'll see you in the next one. In the next